All right. So typical side control, just as you're in side control, what you're trying to do is what they will do is often they get this in and they're going to start trying to push or they're turning into you and you can get it up. This is where I most often catch it is this turn in and I'm able to land this underhook right here and I can push this down and kind of drop and then throw my shin across it. And then I go right back into my shoulder crunch. Or I can be here if he gets his hand under. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be coming across just like we were doing that, right? We're just doing this. We're just throwing it across, just stapling it down, whichever arm or whichever leg I'm completely cool with. But typically, I like to use this out the inside one as I'm here, stapled my shin right across his bicep. Now, when you have this position here, what you need is the hand. It's really just kind of pressure, and you're really not going to get anyone to tap, right? You may get like someone comfortable, but they're not going to tap. You just staple down. You guys can't see. My shin is just across the bicep, and I'm just kind of here trying to be as tight as possible so he doesn't pull it out. Now, what I am going to do is with my since my right shin is going across his bicep, I'm going to come straight back with my knee. And if he does it himself, if he reaches up, I can just pull my knee up and get it. But typically, I have to grab and put his hand right into my hip. Now, at this point, all I have to do is just start rocking for it. I'm not going to do it because he's already grunting. This is how painful this is. So if you guys can see, my shin is across his bicep between my hip. And as I drive my hip forward, it's crushing. It's literally just slicing his bicep in half with my shin bone. And the shin bone is very, very sharp, especially mine. Very jagged, a lot of wear to tear. So again, anytime you can get this arm, you can come across. We can literally just be here and just drive your knee up and across and then peel it down. Now that it's stapled, I need my inside knee. So just a bit. So all I'm doing is rocking forward, just like I did in mount, pinning that across, stepping forward, stepping back, pulling it right, putting his hand right in my hip. And all I do, see how I'm bowed over, I'm trying to take as much pressure off of his bicep as possible. But what ideally is I will just spread out and then push forward and crush that bicep. So I'm doing it very minimal just to save his bicep. But you're driving your hips forward and it just keeps cranking, pushing that bicep down, cutting it in half. You guys ever watch your wives, all you guys, or some of you guys may make bread at home. They take that steel thing and cut that dough in half. That's what it feels like. If you're like, that's what a bicep slicer feels like. You ever watch someone cut the dough in half of that little steel piece of a tool? I don't know what it's called. That's what it feels like to get bicep sliced. Questions on this? Now, if you're in a tournament, this is great control. This is really excellent control to just have someone's arm and up it, and you don't have to submit him. I could sit here and just hold this because he can't pull. His elbow is against the mat, so he can't pull his arm back. It's stuck. It's just wedged in there, and I can kind of hang out. Self-defense. Maybe this is the uncle, the drunk uncle at the family reunion. Show me some of that ground karate. You're like, you done, bro? Yes. But MMA guys, this is, the top side crucifix and bicep slicer, and how you getting out of this, right? Especially if you just drop an elbow, somebody break into your house. This is a great place. It's a good place to hold somebody and still have a conversation with them.
So the submission's illegal, but not the posture.
No. Yes. Yeah, exactly right. The submission is illegal in most tournaments. It's getting to be where it's not. People are just like, why are we having limits on this? So it just depends on the tournament. But for the most part, especially IBJJF, you're probably not going to be able to do that to brown or black belt, maybe purple belt. But yeah, they just started allowing heel hooks, bicep slicers, and the landed heel hooks. Bicep slicers, asshole. So, questions on that?
Is it even allowed for white belt to hold position in the tournaments? Or
as long as you don't use it as a submission, you can hold anything for position. Okay. As long as you don't use it like spinal locks, like the twister. There's the biceps, or not the biceps slicer, guys. The body triangle is a spinal lock, especially in NoGi. The guys that tap to it are all like, you're crushing my spine. It's not the diaphragm. When I have guys tap to that, it's their spine. So it's a spinal lock. like technical. People tap to it. So, yes, as white belt, if you have got someone there, just try not to finish it, honestly. Like, because if they tap to it and you're not trying to finish it, it's a different story. It's one of these, like, I was just holding the position, his hand was there. But yeah, as white belt, it's probably going to be a little for it for most. But position, I like to use it for control. I love it.
So for practicing this, you want us to start inside control. They get the underhook and start to sit up.
Yeah, get the underhook or drive the knee across. However, you need to staple the arm down, right, with the outside knee. And then I actually want you guys to learn how to staple it down. There's a couple different ways. Again, we can be in regular side control. And if his arm is up like this, or if I'm able to press it down and come across, that's a way. Or if we're here and I pull him up and he starts trying to press down, I can literally just come across and staple it down. And that's how I catch it a lot. And then I'll just push him forward and get him down and I'll start my attack. So there's a couple different ways, but if you want to pull up and then step across, or just drag your knee across and push across and stay calm. Questions? 1, 2.